What's going on? Ryan here. Welcome back. In this video, we're talking about buy to close. Now, so far, we've talked about buy to open, sell to open, sell to close, and the last one is buy to close. So again, I have Thinkorswim loaded here. I have Apple, right? And when we sell an option, right, when we look at that example of where we sold this call, right, let's just input this order. All right, here's our sell to open. Let's actually just make this one option for simplicity, and we can change this, right? So here's our order description, right? Our max profit is this $510, which is the premium that we're selling. Again, we have a max loss that's infinite because this is a naked call, right? There's no cap on how high this could go. So again, the way that you're going to make money when you sell options is when the option price decays over time. You've sold, for example, this call for $5.10 credit, right? You're taking that credit in because you're selling the option. The buyer is giving you that premium. Now you've sold to open this option. And now what either can happen is the stock price can go up or it can go down, the underlying, right? And this value is either going to go up or it's going to go down. But to close out an option that you've sold to open, we would be using a buy to close, right? Because we've sold this option and now we need to buy it back. This is where the unlimited risk comes from. Because remember, if you sold this option for $5.10 credit and then Apple goes up, whatever it goes up, there's no way that you can get out of this position without buying back this call, right? Now, if you know what's happening, if you've been following what's happening in the markets through the pandemic, with GameStop and all of the short hedge funds and just the sentiment behind the GameStop short squeeze, for example, if we look in here at GameStop, so as an example, when we look at GameStop here, let's see, time frame we need, let's go a little bit longer, 3 years, right? So here's GameStop, and we can look at this and we can see what happened, right? So all of the Reddit traders, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this ties back into the sell to close on the options, right? So remember, there were people buying these shares down here, right? And there were also people selling naked these shares, right? And the whole debacle here was that these hedge funds are selling short illegally. They're manipulating the price, blah, blah, blah. And using this as an example, if someone were to have sold this $100 call here for whatever premium they could have gotten, right? They sold to open the call, and now GameStop has moved against them like a lot, right? So if we think about 483 as the top, minus the $100 call that they sold, they've lost $383 of value against their position, right? Times 100 shares. That means that this person who sold that $100 call for whatever premium that they sold it for, their account is now negative $38,300. And there's no way for them to get out of a margin call here, right? Because if they didn't have the money in their account to do this, right? If they didn't have enough money, because they needed to have a certain amount of margin, right, to open up this short position, right? Margin is known as a performance bond or good faith money that you deposit to then allow you to open these type of positions up, right? This person would have gotten margin called here, and they would have needed to deposit money to cover this loss, right? Now, if they sold a lot of time here, this option could be more or less expensive, right? But at the end of the day, they would either need to buy this back for a loss, right? Which is what we're talking about. We're talking about buying to close options we've sold, right? So they would need to buy to close this option either at a loss, or they would have needed to wait until this came back down and they could then buy to close where maybe they wouldn't have incurred a loss, and maybe this would have turned out to be a winner if they were able to wait until this went back below 100 and the price of this option settled down. For the point of this video and the last 3 videos, we really want to understand what these order types mean and exactly what's happened. So again, options have buyers and sellers, right? You could buy to open a call, you could buy to open a put, right? You could also sell to open a call, sell to open a put. And then on the other side of these trades, you have the sell to close and the buy to close. And these are really important to understand, right? There's no way for you to navigate this option world without understanding this, right? That again, there's buyers and sellers of these option contracts, and that you're going to pick a side or do a particular trade that requires a certain leg or a certain option, right? Whether it's long or it's short, whether you're buying or selling, and that you need to understand that, right, when you buy to open a position, you're going to need to sell to close. And when you sell to open a position, you're going to need to buy to close, right? So these are really, 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 really important. Along with the option definitions and understanding that there are buyers and sellers, knowing how to enter and exit positions is very important. Because remember, when markets are fast and volatile, like I said, just look at this example of GameStop, right? This doesn't happen all the time, right? But situations like this can happen. And you don't want to be in the position where you sold a bunch of calls, you didn't quite realize how much leverage you were using or what exactly it meant maybe. Most of the time, these brokerages, unless you have a certain option level on your account, they won't even let you sell naked calls, right? Because you need quite a bit of margin specifically for this exact reason, right? But still important to understand that, right, we have buyers, we have sellers, we can buy to open, we can sell to open, we can buy to close, we can sell to close. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, this stuff is really, really important. And I know that once you grasp it, once you understand it, it's going to make your life as a trader much easier, because you're going to have confidence. Everything that we do well and everything that we succeed in life really happens when we're confident and we know what we're doing and we're in control of our decisions. Okay, so again, super thrilled. You're with me, you're learning, you're applying yourself. Again, it's a lot of information, but I'm proud of you, and I know that it's all going to come together, and you're building this really high value skill set that you can take as far as you want to go. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you in the next video.